Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. I obviously am Lou Mongello. You are my friend. If you are joining us live, thank you so much for being here. I love Wednesday nights. If you're watching us on the replay, be sure and join us here every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, either here from the global WDW Radio headquarters or from out and about in the parks. I love seeing so many of you in the box nice and early, a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new names in there as well. And thanks to so many of you, first and foremost, who have written to me, messaged me, posted on Facebook to me with all the well wishes for us and everybody who is in central and southern Florida, really the entire state, as Hurricane Irma wants to do her part. She wants to participate in the Food and Wine Festival. She was not going to miss out on all of the fun and the festivities, and she is making our way up. And it may be the first time ever that I have postponed or canceled a meet of the month, certainly due to weather. Certainly, I don't think I ever canceled one or postponed one due to weather before, but that is okay. The show must go on, and we'll try and get that rescheduled. But next week at this time, I will most likely be not here. If my math is correct, I'll be either in the air or possibly on the ground in Seattle, as I'm getting ready to head from Seattle to Hong Kong, from Hong Kong to Beijing, from Beijing to Shanghai, and from Shanghai to Tokyo. If my itinerary that I looked at for the first time yesterday is correct, next week we are on our way for our WDW Radio Mouse Fan Travel. I don't think we gave it a name. Sort of the Asian adventure. We're going to hit all the Disney parks in Asia. For Becky says, I will be there, or I will be in trouble. One of the two, barring some sort of catastrophic weather thing. But I actually, knock on wood, I have a good feeling. I don't think Irma is going to do too much damage up here, and hopefully we're right. Hopefully everybody either gets out or gets away safe. So, for those of you who are in the WDW Radio Nation, by the way, I've already gotten a couple of messages. You saw the message possibly that I just posted in the Facebook group. If you haven't, and more importantly, if you are local or will be local tomorrow, go and check that post out. There is an opportunity on the table, which I think should be able to happen. So, in terms of going forward, that over the next couple of weeks, live broadcast wise, I don't know exactly when and why. I'm going to be in Seattle next week, but if I can go live, I certainly will. I may have found a solution to be able to go live from Hong Kong, from Shanghai, while I am out and about. I can make no promises until I get there and try it out, but please, please, please make sure you turn on notifications, as I'd love to be able to share as much as I can of our experience, and by experience, I mean the food, while we are in the parks overseas with you real time as possible. If not, we'll be coming back with lots of stories, probably pairs of larger pants, and hopefully some good memories from it as well. So, Andrew, I might be in Walt Disney World tomorrow, depending on what the weather and some other things looks like. Stephen Williams, good to see you, brother. I sent you an email about October, and I just don't know what to do. So hopefully we can get that figured out before I can go, because I have to rewrite everything that I wrote so far. But that's cool. So, but again, so good to see so many of you in there. Heather Richards says, Irma can use the chicken exit, please. Heather, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I'm hoping that Irma's just going to make her way east and hopefully not impact anybody, too much once it does make landfall. So, I think that being a weatherman, weather person, whatever, is got to be like the best job in the world, because it doesn't matter what you speculate. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, because the weather just does what it wants to do anyway. Did the visa arrive? No, Karen, I'm going to order the visa probably tomorrow. I'm sure I can get it in a week. Nothing could possibly go wrong. No, I actually have I will tell you that so far, this is the only packing that I've done. This one little bag is literally the only thing I've packed so far from the trip, and it's only because the nice nurse at the the place where I got my shots gave it to me. So I have to start planning and packing and getting ready because I am woefully unprepared. But I did get my second set of shots today, so I will probably, hopefully, not come back with anything, disease-wise, because I plan on eating everything that I can. So I feel like all good things happen to people with adult-sized Ewok suits. Irma may stay away. I don't know what the connection between the Ewok suits and Irma staying away is, but that's fine. And Matt, enjoy your cruise, man. I don't remember if you said you've done that itinerary before. I promise you, it is the most breathtaking and beautiful thing that you have ever done before. Matt is going to Alaska. Oh, by the way, nice segue from Lou Mongello. We are going to Alaska next year. Wow, I can't believe it's less than a year already. We did it back in 2005. We loved it so much. We're going back again. I would love for you to join us. Whether you have done this itinerary before, whether you have cruised with us before, I will tell you, nobody has more fun than us. And the one beautiful thing about cruising as a group is that not only are you surrounded by like-minded people, but you have instant friends. Everybody is so warm and so welcoming, and that is the reason why I love doing these cruises. It's the second most important. I mean, I love doing it for cabanas first, and then it's all the warm and fuzzy stuff. But Karen is excited for Alaska. If you are coming with us to Alaska, let me know in the comments. Give me a heart. Give me something like that and let us know. I think Beatrice Feeney is in the box. She is coming to Alaska, getting actually married on the Alaskan adventure. Dave Brookover and the Brookover families. Becky says, we have great rates available, and I'm not even doing the Becky voice because I have to be on a plane with you for like 36 hours. Lower than direct for a few categories. Well, look at that. Yet another advantage of booking with our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel, whose logo I can't. There it is. There you go. That is why you book with Mouse Fan Travel. But if you go to www.com/Alaska18, they will be able to give you a free, no obligation quote, and that will end the plugs for now. Paul says, look, Lou, food is so important to you. If you're affected by a hurricane, fly to Houston by private helicopter, and I will barbecue for you. So there's so much about that I love and so much about that can't. First of all, the fact that we're flying to Houston to avoid a hurricane is it's a sad irony after how just devastated the city had gotten. But again, the outpouring of love and support. And I don't know if Chef Bob is watching, but Chef Bob, our friend over at the Boathouse in Disney Springs, has actually been there for, I think, 5-7 days with the world's largest smoker, or the world's largest grill, and they are grilling literally thousands of pounds of food for everybody out there. So my best thoughts and prayers and wishes go out to everybody. Kristen says, China's going to be amazing. Can't wait to hear all about the Tron ride. Kristen, I can't wait to get out there to see the attractions. Look, and I say this all the time, I literally have not seen a picture of Shanghai other than a little stuff I saw at D23 Expo. I have not seen a video. I want to see it with my own eyes. I want to experience it for the first time with a first-person view and bring as much of that back to you guys as I can. So Terry Whelan says, who had 9 minutes for the first Boathouse? We should start doing over-unders to see what the first mention of food is. And oh, by the way, don't let me forget tonight that we're going to do a contest. Maybe we'll do 20 questions because that's a lot of fun. But tonight, I'm going to give you a choice of your prize. You can win one of the WDW Radio pop sockets. You may have heard me talk about these on the show before, or you can win a brand new, I don't think I've given these away before, not on the show, a brand new mystery prize. I may read a couple of things on the plane. Becky, I have so much work to do on the plane. It's not even funny. Although I will tell you, and I will apologize, which is something you should never normally do, but I'm going to apologize anyway, because if I seem like a little groggy tonight, it's because I'm going on 1 hour sleep. I went to bed at 12:30 last night. I woke up at 1:45. I had some kind of bizarre dream, and then the mind started racing. It was having all kinds of thoughts about stuff that I had to do. I said, let me just get up for 5 minutes and do some work. And I worked until 7:15 when I took my kids to school. So Not bad for being on an hour's worth of sleep, but I'm going to crash, and I'm going to crash hard. And hopefully it is not during the show. So, Katie McNamara, good to see you guys. Stay safe up there as well. I think it was your picture, your dad's picture. If you are not in Florida and you've never experienced hurricane warnings before, or the threat of a hurricane, it's like the zombie apocalypse out there. Shelves are empty. Lines for gas, it's like 1974 all over again. I was working last night until like 11:30. I said, oh, it's a perfect time to go get gas. I went down the street to get gas, and there were 30 cars in line. Today they are out of gas. They have nothing but diesel. So unless you've got like your 1981, Volkswagen diesel Jetta, or drive an 18-wheeler, you are not getting gas around here at all. But people, it's borderline looting at places like Target and Costco. The lines are out. It's amazing. And the number of people that I hear talking about, evacuating and leaving and flying and driving and all that, we're sticking it out. I have faith that things are going to go well. Why people are hoarding water. And to the lady at Walgreens today that bought the last 11 cases of water while there were people standing there trying to get to them, not cool. Not cool. But to those people who were standing there, or if you're in Florida, chances are you still have water and you have cups. Fill them up, fill up the bathtub, and you guys will be fine. As long as you have that and like a few cans of beefaroni and a hot pot, then you guys are going to be well. You guys will be well. We should have no problem. So, but fingers crossed. But I did unfortunately, I'm erring on the side of caution, and I think the recovering attorney in me came out. I did not want to put anybody in harm's way by coming out to Epcot on Saturday for food and wine and for the meat of the month, and so I postponed / canceled it on Saturday. If the weather's not bad, I'm supposed to be there for a media event. If you're around, hit me up. I'd love to try and say hi or share a snack if possible. Keith, it is good to see you as well. You are here just in time. I have not revealed the contest entries that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Jason Lozada and the rest of the Lozada clan, always good to see you guys. It has been way, way too long. So Chuck's mom is holding out in the Tampa area. Terry says, I'll come down and help clean up if needed. Help clean up food and wine? Because I will help. I'm more than happy to help clean up anything. If there's leftover food and wine, I'm a giver. I'm there to help out. So plug in all the battery packs. Yeah, we're charging up all the external phone chargers. I ordered some lanterns and batteries on Amazon. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus, for Amazon Prime, because you can't find anything around here. You can't find anything around here at all. And if you try and buy water on Amazon, it's like $23. I'm like, really, guys? You're price gouging on water? But Donna Lee Pemberton, should we be worried if you're flying on Monday? I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I will tell you that Sunday, Monday potentially is when they're looking for things to hit on in Central Florida. So you may have an issue. I would definitely, I'd pay very close attention on this weekend to see. Look, but who knows where Irma is going to decide to go. She has a mind of her own, so she may hopefully just go out east and die a quiet, peaceful death in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle somewhere. So Cindy has lanterns from the hurricanes in 2004, 2005, never used them, and that's probably what's going to happen. All these people that are buying all these things, and why is it right? I don't get this part. Why is it right by bread and milk? Like, is there going to be a run on toast and like what is it about bread and milk? Why are you not buying things like Doritos, Wheat Thins, Triscuits, rice cakes, peanut butter, jelly, fruit, stuff like that? The stuff that's not, well, I mean, bananas, the stuff that's non-perishable, I don't get the bread thing. And all of a sudden, everybody's going to start drinking milk. Like, I haven't had a glass of milk since I was like 11. And by 11, I mean like 30, but you understand the point. So, Pete Reynolds, a hurricane party at Food and Wine. I might be having one all by myself. I might be dancing with myself at Food and Wine on Saturday, which would be absolutely perfect. Because my understanding is that already Irma's having her impact on Walt Disney World. Lines are very, very short throughout the parks. Disney Springs, I was there yesterday for a couple of meetings, was a ghost town. Um, but that being said, and Becky Menken from MEI and Mousefin Travel, I know you are in here watching as well and working with your clients, prepping for the storm. My understanding is that Disney has been like miraculous when it comes to any issues that you have. If you have reservations, if you have plans to come down during this time, my understanding, and Becky, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that they are being incredibly accommodating in terms of either trying to move your reservation, to cancel your reservation with no penalties. It's not the game that they play. Well, sorry, you can't make it for the hurricane, but we're going to charge you anyway. I have heard nothing so far, but really, really wonderful reviews and feedback from people that had plans to come out, are concerned about coming out, and Disney has been incredibly accommodating. Becky says, yes, Disney has very much done that as well, so it's really good to hear. It is really good to hear. Ricky says, if you're going to make gallons of instant chocolate pudding, you need all that milk. Now I'd like some chocolate pudding. And Ricky, I still keep you in my prayers every day, brother. Jason says, I've been at Disney World and stuck there for 3 different hurricanes. Disney did a great job. So, Jason, so clearly, like, you are the hurricane kiss of death. If Lozados are coming to Disney World, chances are they're bringing a hurricane with them. But I've also heard the same thing. For people, look, there's worse places to be stuck. I know there's a few people. Stan Solo, who's a member of our extended family here, was supposed to leave on, I want to say, the Dream yesterday or today, and his cruise was actually canceled. A lot of times you get out there, Jason's coming in 2 weeks. He's just a little ahead of Irma. A lot of times what they'll do is if you are out to sea, that's one of the safest places you can be because the ship can just adjust course and steer away from wherever the storms are, but they are not actually going out at all. So, but again, he's stuck in Disney World. There's worse people. So we have clients on the ships too. It's been a challenge with air, but doing well in general. Yeah, so obviously, Disney and the airlines, two very separate entities, and probably in terms of how they are handling things as well. So he was leaving on the 9th. Okay, so they canceled it in advance of this weekend. Heather, we're hearing in terms of when it might hit Orlando, reports are differing anywhere between Saturday and Monday. Our meet of the month was supposed to be Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. That's part of the reason why I decided to cancel it. I just did not want to put anybody in harm's way or bring anybody out that probably shouldn't. And I know there's a lot of people that are who are local that are starting to prep for what might be a Category 4, Category 3 storm by the time it hits Central Florida. So Ethan says the ship just alters course. At best, you get some extra days at sea. I have somebody that I know that is out at sea right now. She's on her 3rd extended day of the cruise. So good for her. There's worse places to be stuck than on a ship with unlimited buffets. So Mark Thompson says all the high school football games are canceled. They're about to I think tomorrow Orange County in Central Florida is going to declare Friday no schools. I think Osceola, a few of the other counties in the area have done that already. So Ryan Pirtle says French Quarter made all the arcades free. Nice. And brought in a lot of Disney characters last year during Matthew. Kids love it. That happened to me years ago when I was researching my Adventureland audio tour. I was staying at the Polynesian, and it was sort of a tropical storm. You just couldn't even go to the parks. I mean, it was just awful. So I remember being in the lobby of the Polynesian, just trying to get some work done. And a number of characters came in, and they had sort of a little dance party in there, which was nice and gave at least the kids and the adults something to do. Schools in South Florida are closed starting tomorrow. Yeah, I think that our kids' schools up here they're going tomorrow. I think they're going to be in probably on Friday. Lake County, early dismissal on Friday. Supposed to be in Epcot today. Canceled my trip with tears. Angie Pop, I am so sorry. I know that's got to be devastating to you to have to cancel a trip. Somebody that I coach in my mastermind group is in sort of that holding pattern right now to see if she's going to be able to get out here this weekend or not. I think she's supposed to fly in on Saturday, and if she can't take the trip now, she won't be able to take it until next year. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens. So Yeah, Dave says Jose shouldn't be a big problem for the U.S. Yeah, there's like 2 other storms that are forming right behind. Like, pardon the awful pun, like when it rains, it does pour. All these things sort of happen in threes, and they are just, Jose says they're gaining strength. Walter says we canceled today as well. I feel so bad for you guys. And I actually had thought about going out to the parks tonight, but it was raining earlier today. I said, well, for the people that can't get out here, let me sort of try and bring the parks to them. I may be in the parks tomorrow. If I can, I will try and go live while I'm out there. If you are a member of the WDW Radio Nation, you know the research that needs to happen tomorrow and some of the help that I potentially need from you. So if you are in the nation, you may want to check the private Facebook group tonight and possibly message me. But so for you guys who can't get out here, I will try and bring as much to you as possible. Andrew, can we meet up tomorrow if you're there? Yeah, hit me up tomorrow morning. I'll have a better idea at that point what the day is going to look like. Mark Thompson says, and they rained and rained and rained the deluge. By the way, speaking of attractions that are extinct attractions, and extinct attraction made me think of extinct parades, which made me think of this week's podcast. I would love to know from you, what is your favorite lost parade, extinct parade from Walt Disney World? Jim Corcus and I spent a lot of time. When we sat down to record it, I thought it was going to be, I said, Jim, we'll knock this out in a half hour, 40 minutes. It's going to be the shortest show we've ever done together. An hour and a half later, we're still sitting there in Disney Springs because you don't realize, and if you haven't listened to the show yet, I'd love for you to try and guess how many parades, how many different parades do you think there have been in Walt Disney World since the park opened? Ballpark it. Give me a ballpark figure. How many? Message on Facebook is fine. Christine Martian, loved it. Listen today. Thank you so much. Heather says she loves the Millennium Parade, the Great Millennium Walk. Like, I remember the Sage of Time, and that it was almost haunting. Tapestry Dreams and Tapestry Nation says Joe St. Vincent, who loves the podcast, appreciate it. Terry Whelan, Tapestry, a lot of Tapestry. Chad Wessel, a lot of you who are in the 40s and 50s. Yeah, there's about 51 parades that have been there. So Veronica, I guess it's 12. Scott, 25. Richard Begley, 30. When you try and think about them, you start counting. You're like, well, there's got to be 10 here, 3 or 4 or 5 here. Maybe there's about 20, and there's about 50 different parades that have been there. That's not even necessarily including the ones that were there for like a day, like the Ronald Reagan inauguration parade. Right? A lot of people don't realize that Ronald Reagan had his inauguration day parade not in Washington, not in Texas, not in Colorado, not in New York. He had it in Walt Disney World. And politics aside, that's just cool, man. Like, if you're going to be president, I'm going to Disney World. Like, because you're the president, you can do that. And I think you can still find that video on YouTube of the Ronald Reagan. But so, yeah, there's about 50 different parades. Keith says the Jammin' Jungle Parade. Just kidding, Keith. Remember, Jammin' Jungle Parade was probably somebody's favorite parade along the way. Let's see. I see Mike Beckerman is in there. Good to see you. Stay safe, brother. Cindy Mo 7 says, it sounds weird, but I love the Move It, Shake It parade music. Do not apologize. I love it. And if you don't want to hear me sing it, but I love it as well. Richard Begley, I dig the Remember the Magic music. Kathy Brown Bilodeau says, I remember crying at all of them. And I think that's one of the things that we touched on a little bit is the reason why we get so nostalgic and sentimental is we have such powerful emotional memories and connections, not just to this place, but things like the parades. I told the story about Marion sitting on the side of Main Street USA with ice cream all over her face on one of her early trips to the park, and it's one of the things that sticks in my mind. Larry Arrington says, love the description of Carousel of Progress. in last week's podcast. Beautiful and perfect. Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it. My favorite Disney political story is the kidnapping of the Vice President Nixon out in Disneyland on the monorail when Secret Service was probably not very happy that they whisked him onto the monorail and took off with him. So, Jesse, I'm sad I never got to experience some of them. I am as well. And some of them, like, I just call it the creepy clown parade. Especially now with it being re-released again in theaters or being remade and released in theaters this week. You think about Pennywise the Clown, there were scary clowns in the Dumbo Circus parade. So I also cry when M.E. tries to take me away. Oh, Magical Express. I'm like, who's me? So just don't go. Just move down here and stay. All the cool kids are doing it. And if you want to move down here, I can help you. I know a guy and a realtor. So I'm happy to help you guys out. Teresa Christina Valdez Cono says, been following for years, have the first edition of the trivia book, wish it were autographed. You rock. No, Teresa, you rock. Thank you so much for having that. So I will give you two potential options. One, that book is out of publication. It is out of print. So if you want to send it to me, I'll sign it and send it back to you with some cool other stuff. Or in the alternative, if you come down to Disney World, come to a meet of the month, or we'll try and connect. I'll sign it for you in person and still give you cool stuff anyway. So Terry Willen says, I'm even doing it and I'm not cool. Well, when I said all the cool kids are doing it, I meant everybody else out there except for me. Because I've never been one of the... There's a lot of things I haven't been mistaken for. One of the cool kids, clearly not one of them. Somebody said I was svelte the other day, and I told her she needed to have her contact lenses checked. Spectro Magic will be known as the Dead Fish Parade. Did I read that right? Maybe I should put my glasses on. Who just said that it's known as the Dead Fish Parade? I think I missed it. Amanda Catherine Sister now reading all the Lee Cockrell books, trying to improve at work. I love Lee's book. I have a couple of them. Actually, I think I have all of them except one over there. And by the way, because you brought it up, that Lee is going to be speaking at my Momentum event in Walt Disney World next month. This image is actually wrong. There's now 5 or 4 seats left for the weekend workshop. I let somebody cancel and I gave them all their money back. There's 2 seats left for the Tuesday Mastermind, if anybody's interested. And you may know him from the podcast. Duncan Wardle is one of the other speakers. Really excited to have him kick off the first day. And I'm going to actually reveal the full schedule probably tomorrow or Friday. But if you are interested in coming, if it's a question I can answer for you, let me know, or just go to LouMongello.com/momentum17. So Amanda's reading the leadership book right now. Next is Time Management Magic. He also has a Time Management Magic course. And even if you like the leadership book, don't let that name fool you. You don't have to be the leader of an organization or leader of a team. There is a lot of takeaways in there that are applicable to solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, employers, and employees. So Stephen Conti is filling out your Momentum worksheet right now. Good for you. Look at you. Gold Star student. I sent the worksheet out today. I sent a pre-arrival. It was probably longer than you were expecting, Stephen, but it's really going to help not just us prepare for you to be there so we bring you as much value as possible, but I think it's a good self-audit for you. And if you have any questions while you're doing it, I am happy to help you out. Beatrice Feeney, #Momentum17. Momentum17 was going to be fun. It was going to be interesting. It was going to be valuable and informative and interactive. But now that Beatrice Feeney's going, it's kind of going to be a party too. So bring it. And Beatrice, make sure you do all those things that we talked about the other day before you get there. And if you need help, I'm going to be in China, but I will try and help you anyway as well. Stephen Conti says, what is your favorite quick service restaurant in Walt Disney World? So Robert Ropp, it's a favorite child question. Let's quickly go through park by park. So Magic Kingdom, favorite quick service. Oh, man. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go Disney's Animal Kingdom. Satuli Canteen probably has unseated Flame Tree Barbecue for me. So Satuli Canteen there. Studios is tough. Studios is in a bit of a transitional phase right now. I would have said ABC Commissary, but last time I was there, a lot of the things that they had on the menu when we did the review a few years ago, like the salmon and quinoa salad, were gone. I think that is because it is very much in a transitional phase right now. So for the studios, I will say nothing. I will leave the studios out. Epcot Center, man, holy cow, that's a tough one. But I'm going to bring you over to Katsura Grill in Japan. And in Magic Kingdom, my favorite quick service restaurant is going to be, I'm stalling, can you tell? My favorite quick service restaurant in Magic Kingdom. I have to think on that. But I'm going to give you Satuli Canteen right now. Stephen, have you ever thought of doing a Momentum workshop online, like a one-day thing with great guest speakers for those who can't get to be a live one? I have. We'll talk about that at some point in the future. Mike Beckerman, I saw you said something very nice as it went by, and thank you. I know you were there last year. Joseph Ballesteros, my friend, it is so good to see you. It has been way too long, brother. I hope you are doing well and you are continuing to move forward. You are a machine. Keith Groshans is coming to Momentum. Michael Lyons, it's good to see you as well. Be our guest. But I think they said quick service. I think they were talking about quick service. Katya Bernardino says, my history teacher at school went to Walter Labor Day. Use Carousel of Progress as an example in class. How can I get a WDW Radio pop socket? I want to surprise my dad with one because he's the only one. Didn't I send you guys a bunch? Shoot me an email again. I thought I sent you guys some. If not, I'll send you some more. Allison Ramos Miller, San Antonio representing in the house. It's so good to see you. And by see you, I mean see you again back to back. And now every time I see Allison Ramos, and I know that she's in San Antonio, I want good Tex-Mex food. Like I'm like Chewy's, but like I need to come down there for good Tex-Mex. Am I going to revisit Walt Disney One Man's Dream, seeing that they're tooled it to Walt Disney Presents? So Stephen, I think for a while, a lot of the things and let me say this. Let me just throw this out there, and I've said this before. There's reasons why I'm not covering certain things or going certain places and talking about some things, because I know that what is there now is not what is going to be there a year from now, 2 years from now. I've said this before, like mark this down. The Epcot you see in September 2017 is going to be remarkably different than the Epcot you're going to see 5 years from now. I want to, when I say remarkably and markedly different, the things that they have revealed at Expo is scratching the surface of a much, much greater plan for that park. You might look at the footprint and say how or where or why. The investment that Disney is making in resources and finances and man and woman power into Epcot is gonna knock your little socks off. And there's more to come. There's a lot more to come from Epcot. I will tell you that the changes coming to Epcot will be the biggest large-scale update to a park in Walt Disney World's history. And I don't think I'm overstating when I say that. Hollywood Studios, you can make an argument in terms of size and dollars, but Epcot, it's not going to be your dad's Epcot at some point. There's a lot of things that are going to change in a lot of different aspects of Epcot. Because if you think about it, right, and let's sort of, if you think about it right now in terms of the parks, the popularity of parks, it's Magic Kingdom. Arguably, Animal Kingdom has had an exponential growth. It's number 2 in attendance right now. Hollywood Studio, when Hollywood Studios and Star Wars and Toy Story Land are built, that's going to bump to number 2. So it'll be Magic Kingdom. It'll be Hollywood Studios, name to be determined later. It'll be Disney's Animal Kingdom. That expansion's not done yet. Epcot is going to be the 4th park. And if you think about it, I don't think a lot of people have ever said Epcot's the 4th most popular park, but it's going to be. At some point, it's going to be, especially for people with families, the one that they go to last. Why? Because if you have young kids, what are the attractors? It's Frozen. It will eventually be Guardians of the Galaxy, but right now it's Frozen. Is it Figment? We could make an argument not. Is it Finding Nemo? So there's not a lot for kids. That's going to change. Not just with Guardians of the Galaxy, not just with Ratatouille, but with some of the monumental changes that are coming. And let me just preface this, and I'm going to address one of you. Becky, don't try and feed me sake when we're in Asia to tell you the things that I know, because I'm not going to tell you. So Bill Daniel, right? It's a wow moment. You're like, holy smokes. Epcot has never been thought of as the 4th park, but that's what it's going to be. Darlene Nagy, it's going to change for you, right? When you come down and all of a sudden you need to go to Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land and the ongoing expansion of Disney's Animal Kingdom, all of a sudden Epcot's the park that has not received any love in any sort of major way in a long time. We're starting to get a little bit of a hint of that. But again, I go back to the concept art that you saw that was deliberately vague and dark, and there's a reason for that. And you are not going to hear a lot of these announcements coming in 3 weeks. The timing is not right, and I've come to understand why it's not going to happen on October 1st. Some you will, a bunch you won't. There's a reason why these announcements are going to be staggered. There's always something else to look forward to. There's always something else to be excited about. Epcot, number 4 in your playbooks, number 1 in your hearts. And I think that is what's going to happen, Mike Beckerman, is that when these changes come to Epcot, it's going to have that same level of anticipation and excitement that it had when it opened in 1982, that it lost in the late 90s, the early aughts, in terms of what were the attractors to Epcot, right? Frozen is a huge indicator of what guest satisfiers are. Not what they were asking for, but Disney knew what would make them happy, would bring them into the parks. Look at what they did at DCA with Guardians of the Galaxy. You bet your donut holes it's going to do the exact same thing. Everything's a food reference. It's going to do the exact same thing in Epcot, but that is an exponentially small volley forward in terms of what Epcot is going to become. And while I think it will remain attentive to the sense of nostalgia, it also is a place that, like Walt, will always be moving forward. It'll always be advancing. So Martin says, Future World main update to pull crowds in. Countries are Brill anyway. There's a lot more that's going to happen, Martin. There's a lot more that is going to change there. And if Epcot was or is your favorite park, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. There's a statistic that I heard that is staggering to me that I unfortunately can't share because it reveals some details that I just don't feel comfortable sharing. But in terms of what they are investing in the short and long term into Epcot, Epcot is about to get a whole lot of love. So Jeff says, this past Thursday was the hottest I've ever spent in Walton. Hottest 4th of July we've had in years, says Father, and so does Jeff. It is very hot. It's been hot More importantly, it's been very, very humid too. As a Floridian, I can tell you I cannot wait until we get that 2 weeks of fall around December, and then we get that 1 or 2 weeks of winter when it can actually like open up the windows and get some cool breezes blowing through here. Becky, more sake. Becky, I am not drinking on this trip. I have, well, never mind. I haven't had a drink in like a year. So your attempts to lure information out of me with sake are going to fall hard. Food, maybe. God, I'm going to eat my face off. You better call China and Japan and let them know I'm coming and start harvesting the seas. Fish, plankton, seaweed from the sea. What movie? If you can get that reference, I'll give you something. Fish, plankton, sea greens from the sea. It's one of my favorite ones. They were supposed to remake it years ago and they didn't. Jessica Bowie says, how would you split up a 10-day park trip? 4 Magic Kingdom, 3 Epcot, 2 Animal Kingdom, 1 Hollywood Studios. I think you have the ideal mix. That 4th Magic Kingdom day, you might be able to make sort of a flex day. Potentially, whenever you go, you can add it to Epcot if something like Food and Wine or Flower and Garden is going on. Depending for Animal Kingdom, too, you might want to add some time there as well. Maybe go 1 day during the day, spend an afternoon at the resort, and then go back again in the evening. Holy cow, Jason Cooper got Logan. Well, a lot of y'all got Logan Run. I got to start quoting different movies. I can't help it. And I need to start downloading movies, too, for the trip and get a bigger set of Becky canceling headphones for the trip. Who am I kidding? I have no time to watch movies. I have so much work. But yeah, it's Logan. I love Logan's Run. Remember the ankh that they used to wear around the runners used to wear around their necks? I know. I didn't date very much, like ever. Let's see. Let me go back here. Epcot deserves love. Let me catch up. Are they going to build? I'm not answering any questions about Epcot Center. I cannot answer any questions about Epcot Center. Erica Glakowski speculating on some things happening in Disney's Hollywood Studios. The announcements are not done there either. There are, there's there are reasons why you stagger out announcements, right? Look, even I do it on a much, much microscopic scale. You don't reveal everything all at once, right? You have to. There's strategic reasons why you do that. For Disney, there are other reasons why too, financial, sponsorship, and otherwise. So there are going to be some wholesale changes that they just can't announce yet for a lot of different reasons. So, but Andrew Mealy, like things like Interventions coming back to Future World, I would not hold our individual and or collective breath about that. You have to remember, too, from a guest perspective, what we as guests expect, anticipate, is different in 2017 than it was in 1982 in terms of our levels of interactivity, right? We don't want necessarily a passive viewing experience. We want something that we can be a part of. You are going to see an introduction of technologies in these parks, not just in Epcot, that is not just going to be limited to what you can see and what you can do with your phone, but ones that are going to create a more intimate, personalized experience. And I don't just mean seeing your name at the end of Small World or Rock and Roller Coaster. That's cool, man. It's Brill, as they say in the UK. But you are going to see things that more directly impact your overall experience. And I will leave it vague like that on purpose. So I want a pork roll, egg, and cheese. No, nice of Louis Ramos to bring it all the way back to food, by the way. Let's see. What about Indiana Jones' future in the parks? Look, Jeff, as a Indiana Jones fan, and by Indiana Jones fan, I mean fan of the first 3 movies, because those are the only ones that really count, like Godfather 1 and 2. I think that you will see Indiana Jones. I don't think that the stunt show is long for this world. So if you love it, I would go see it sooner rather than later. But that being said, it's an incredibly valuable property, and one that they are going to leverage in the parks. Also, to remember, they have no issues with what they can put where. Joanne Wesley has the most important question of the night. What should I order? My first time at Boathouse in a couple of weeks. Joanne, like, I can... Okay. First of all, you need to check out the specials menu, because they bring in tons of fresh fish every day. I love the tuna appetizer. I'd say get a wedge salad, but don't waste your time or your energy on it. I would get some stuff from the raw bar. If you like oysters, they're phenomenal. They have East Coast, West Coast, Northern oysters. They're amazing. If the seafood tarragon is there, it's this concoction that Chef Bob made up. Steve Schussler, as if on cue, somebody asked me about Boathouse, and I got all excited. Steve Schussler, the seafood tarragon is life-changing. I shared it with Steve Schussler. It was like having lunch with royalty. If he's got the soft shell crab sandwich, you have to get that. And if you're a steak person, don't forget it's a Gibson Steakhouse. So they have their own USDA grade of steaks there. So you don't have to be a seafood lover, but it helps. I've never met a Boathouse meal I didn't like. And if you're really concerned and confused, call me up. I will come out there. I will go through that menu with you, and we will order all the different things so you can get a full Boathouse experience. I think Lou needs a cot in the back of the Boathouse. David Coviello, I don't need a cot, because if I sleep there, I'll never leave. All I want is like Sinatra. I just want a little plaque over like a booth or on the back of a chair, so I know, Sinatra had his own booth at his restaurants. I want the Lou Mongello booth at the Boathouse. Danny Montenegro from Miami, waiting for Irma. At least we got back from a great Labor Day weekend at Disney and Food and Wine. Happy you got to experience it before everything hits, and stay safe, man. Irma is on her way, and she's a feisty one, from what I understand. Steve Williams, can't wait till November and December visits to the Boathouse. I love the fact that you're going back 2 months in a row, and maybe I need to go with you. Sam Allen, what is my favorite with the U? So he must be from overseas. My favorite show in the parks. Have I tried the secret menu at Pecos Bill's? Yes. And my favorite show in the parks, I still love Festival of the Lion King. I haven't seen Finding Nemo in the musical in a long time, and I really, really love that. But I will, and maybe to shamelessly plug this week's show, I will say that I think some of the parades are mobile shows in the parks. So I do love some of the parades as well. But I think Festival of the Lion King and or Finding Nemo are probably the ones. Am I free the week of October 9th for Boathouse amongst your momentum prep? Richard Begley, I am going to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. I actually looked to see if I could do like a momentum, like meetup, like an event at Boathouse, like for momentum attendees, but I just don't think it can happen because that's a lot of people trying to bring over to the Boathouse. But maybe I can sneak away with like 5 or 6 and go to Boathouse. Well, maybe I'll do a speaker dinner or speaker appetizers at Boathouse. Oh my goodness. My favorite swan and dolphin dining other than Blue Zoo. Beyond Blue Zoo, I think Il Mulino is some of the best Italian food, sort of family style Italian food in the area, very much overlooked. I think that the Fountain View, it's a casual dining, but they have really good food there. They have great hamburgers. They have a really nice buffalo chicken salad. I was actually supposed to go there today. Melissa Verdone, so nice meeting you at first day of Epcot Food and Wine. It was so good to see you, and I know I owe you a package of goodies. It might not get out until after I come back. What was my favorite food booth? I haven't eaten there yet. But I might be going there tomorrow. So Nation folks, if you're in the Nation, go check the Nation Facebook group like stat. Go check it stat. Speaking of, and Judy, thank you so much for reminding me. By the way, Steven Schussler, if you're still here, Katie McNamara a few weeks ago suggested that she should go to the Boathouse wearing a T-shirt that said, Lou sent me. From that, an idea was born to have a Lou sent me T-shirt logo contest. I mentioned it in passing on that show, and you guys delivered. And then we extended it one more week because some entries were coming in. I was able to narrow the entries down. And listen, I will tell you, I will preface this by saying that I love these. I love these a lot. And maybe we'll have to have like a top two. You can't go vote yet because I was running late for the show. You can't vote yet, but I think one of the things, or two of the things we need to add to the WDW Radio merchandise shop is some Lou Sent Me shirts. And congratulations and thanks to the incredibly talented artists who sent these in. I will put these up on a poll right after the show is over tonight. I'm starting to get a chance to do it ahead of time. I was putting this logo together, but I dig some of these, man. They all say Lou sent me with the hashtag stay hungry, because stay hungry, it's not just my philosophy when it comes to dining, but it's my philosophy when it comes to life and business and entrepreneurship. You never, ever, ever get complacent. You always stay hungry. You always look to do and what is next, or in my case, look to eat what is next. And usually it's at the Boathouse. I will tell you that I instantly had a couple of favorites that I really liked, if I was voting, I would vote on. But I will go ahead and put I'll put a poll up tonight right after the show is over, and you guys can go and vote, and maybe we'll take the top two or maybe even top three and put them, we'll put them on the WDW page. And I think Chef Bob, when he called in last week, says if somebody came into the Boathouse wearing one of those shirts, he would buy him a dessert. So, and if he buys you a dessert, you've got to get the blueberry crumble cheesecake. It's mind-blowing. It's life-changing. Ay, Dios mío, it's so good. Whew. Maybe I should go to the Boathouse before I leave for China, just in case something catastrophic happens to my plane or Becky tries and succeeds in killing me. Like, I need the last thing I eat in the States to be from Boathouse. So, number four is kind of creepy. I will say that was a late entry. I think having my face on a shirt kind of creeps me out too. But again, you guys vote on the ones that you like, and I will put that on there later on tonight. So anyway, which cheesecake at the Boathouse? Oh no, Sam Allen, the cheesecake at the Boathouse. This is a Chef Bob and the Pastry Chef specials. It's an amazing cheesecake with the graham cracker crust, and they do like a crumb cake crumble on top with blueberries, and they make it fresh, and it's so stupid good, and it's healthy because it has fruit and cheese and cake. So there you go. Satuli cheesecake. The Satuli cheesecake is almost more of a novelty. David Coviel. I think it's good. It's a little sweet for me. I'm not a super sweet guy. I mean, hopefully you think I'm a sweet guy, but I'm not that kind of a, one looks like one of your daily motivational. Katie McNamara, this is all your ideas. So Judy Pavarini says, cheesecake at the Boathouse is a little slice of heaven. And I most certainly agree. If you had to put heaven on a plate for a lot of people, it might look like that. It might look like that piece of cheesecake. The image of you looks like a young Sinatra. Paul, that's the nicest compliment I've ever been paid. Clearly, you need glasses or a different screen. Cheesecake is the only cake that is pie, says Ricky DJ Technoid. I agree. And again, coming from the Northeast, the New York, New Jersey area, I know me some cheesecake. I love me some cheesecake, but the Boathouse is without equal. So, Let's see. I hope to see a Tron disc on a shelf this time next month. So, Mark, I actually have a Tron disc. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a Tron disc, right? Oh, wait a minute. Right there. That is actually a disc of Tron right back there. So I do have one, but I was told by a friend that I need to bring an empty bag with me because I'm going to want to bring back so much stuff. Michael Wolf, another one that your cruise for Saturday was canceled. I know Stan Solo was as well. So sorry, man. So sorry to hear. Heather Joel Laredo, what snack am I most excited to try in China? I have no idea because I haven't looked at any of the menus. I want to go and I want it to be a fresh experience for me. I'm going to try everything. And by everything, I mean everything except some of the really weird stuff Becky's going to try and shove down my throat. But I might even try that too. Martin Shergold, in his lovely British accent, says, bring back a Tron Light Cycle. That was a bad rendition, but I will try. If it ain't my mama's cheesecake, I'm not so sure I want it. Dave Jules, I'll put your mama's cheesecake up against Chef Bob's cheesecake, and there's no losers in that. Because if I get to try both, winner, cheesecake dinner. So, let me see. Let me go back here. Jerry Johnson, it is good to see you and all of my friends at Buena Vista University. I saw Mackenzie a number of times. We had gotten together while she was here doing her college program, and then I felt bad. I didn't get a chance to see her before she left. Such good kids you have at that school. Such good kids. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again in January. If I could make it through October, if I could make it through September and October 1st, January will be a piece of cake. Because I come back, so I go to Shanghai. I come back on the 30th. The next morning is Epcot and Magic Kingdom's anniversary. A week later, I've got 4 days of Momentum. I leave the night of Momentum to go to Phoenix to speak in for the Make-A-Wish convention. I'm there for like 16 hours. I leave from there to go to Minnesota to speak at the American Bar Association convention. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. By the way, speaking of, quickly I want to go back. I think I said this last week. I was invited to speak at the Make-A-Wish National Convention because of you, because of what you have done to raise more than $250,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America. But I want to go there and I want to share your story. I want them to understand the impact that not just what it has on the children and their families, but what it has on those that do the fundraising, that do the running, that bid on the auctions, that donate and volunteer their time. I want to know how being part of the running team, taking part in one of our charity auctions, or just coming to a meeting of the month and maybe getting to meet one of those families as we've done the last few Januaries. I could use your name or not, photos, videos, anything that you want to share. I really need your stories because it's going to really be impactful for them to understand. The people that work for Make-A-Wish, the people that do fundraising from around the world are coming in. I want them to understand the importance of not just the wish itself being granted, but the domino effect that it has on everybody who is a part of it. My life is markedly different because of what has happened with Make-A-Wish. And it's happened because of you. I'm just a facilitator for it. So the story I want to share is not just my own. I want to share yours as well. If you go to WDWRadio.com/share your story, you'll see the description there. You can leave it in the comments. You can email me. You can send me a video. You can send me an audio. Whatever works for you, I would love to share it for you. Becky, I have actually scheduled in like 2 days of rest. It's like the first week in November. I think there's like a day that I said, I'm not going to take any appointments. Right. So, oh no, that's a lie. It's the second week. So basically I'm looking at like Veterans Day weekend. So November 10th will probably be my first break for a while. Yeah, because we've got Wine and Dine. I've got PatriCon. I've got some other stuff going on in early November in terms of things and travel and Food and Wine Classic and That's coming up too. Food and Wine Classic, Swan and Dolphin. I'm going Saturday, October 28th. Be there. Bring your stretchy pants. That is going to be a party as well. So, has an open bottle of Fireball sitting on the shelf behind you been there for over a year? Yes, Jerry. I have not had a drink of anything in over a year. So by choice. So it's there. Break glass in case of like epic emergency. But yeah. So I have not. So. Dusty Downhauer says, I'm going on my first Disney cruise, the 23rd on the Fantasy. What's one thing I don't want to miss? Dusty, there's a lot of things you don't want to miss. I'll tell you, we had a really fun time going to Vanellope von Schweetz on deck 11. That was a new thing for me. I think you don't want to miss any of the Broadway-style shows that they have in the Walt Disney Theater, and you don't want to miss any meals. If you can do Apollo brunch and a Remy dinner, that's the play right there. So, don't forget Stranger Things Season 2. Oh, Larissa, I can't wait. Ay, Dios mío, I can't wait. Jerry says, you're a rock star. Jerry Johnson, you're the rock star. I see how those kids listen to you and pay attention to you, and you are like I don't even know what. You're like their Davy Jones. You're like their Joe Rohde. You're like their Steve Shaw. You are a god among men to those kids, and I give you a lot of credit for that. And they're just good. There's nice kids, and I hate the fact that I'm calling college students kids. But Amanda Bauner, I cannot wait for the Upside Down Season 2. I cannot wait. I have not watched Ozark on Netflix. It's in my queue. Amanda, I don't get to watch a lot of TV. I've only gotten through like 1 hour of The Defenders, although I will tell you that what I have been trying to watch and get through is Mr. Mercedes on Audience Network, which is it's a Stephen King story. It was a Stephen King short story and it's so good. All the actors, I have never seen any of them before. They're phenomenal. The two main characters are just excellent. They are excellent. So Fred Davies says Defenders gets good. I can't wait. I'm looking forward for it to start ramping up. Ozark is so good, and if Amanda Catherine Cicero says it, I have to buy into that. So I will check that out too. Amanda, the one thing I don't have is time. Well, there's lots of things I don't have. Time is one of them. Money isn't one of them. Height is another one. Good looks. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But what I do have is I've got you, and that's. Is it scary? No. It's more of a psychological thriller than it is. Jason Rucker, thank you very much, brother. I hope you have a good weekend as well. How do we get a WDW Radio pop socket on the website? You can't, Marshall. The beauty or lack thereof of the WDW pop sockets is you can only get them by winning them. So you can get them by winning it on a trivia contest on the show, or you can win it tonight. And since it's 8:39, and since you brought it up, and since I made sure I talked about things like the Lou sent me shirts, I talked about the show, what do you say we do a 20 questions? Is there a different way I could do a contest? I didn't even think about this. All right. David and I work in anti-money laundering, so it's still waiting. David Kobiel is still waiting for his Hot Pocket. I don't even know that I owe you a Hot Pocket. Who stole my pen? I do love Jason Bateman. I like Jason Bateman a lot. All right, so let's do a 20 questions. But tonight, you have a choice. You can play for the pop socket, or you can play for the mystery prize, which I don't think I've given away in the past. Bill Daniel says the first person named Bill wins. That's not a bad idea. I'll save that for a future contest. But right now, why don't we do 20 questions where I will pick, let's make a deal. If there's a way I could do it, I would. Where I will pick something in Walt Disney World that might be current, it might be extinct, And you collectively, as a community, will ask me 20 yes or no questions, and by 20, I just sort of let it go. And then the first person that I see that gets it correct will win. Martin Struggled says, "Ooh, who doesn't love a mystery prize?" Martin, I will tell you, by the way, I think you are one of only 3 people that has the WDW Radio light up t-shirt with the little battery pack and the logo that sort of changes color and does all that kind of. The mystery prize is not 2 pop sockets. It is not 2 pop sockets. So let me think of something in Walt Disney World that I want to make for. Fred Abley says, "How about name that tune?" I could do name that tune, but I'd need. You know what? I'd need more time to. I need more time to find something and put it in there because I don't want to blow. But I'll write that down. That's not a bad idea. Name that. God, my handwriting is so bad because who writes with a pen anymore? Martin says Fred says you need to post that shirt. I haven't. You know what? I have a couple. I should give one of those away one of these days. But I only have I have very few in obviously very limited sizes. So, Joanne Wesley, I love match. We play Match Game. That's one of the games that I like playing on the cruises and some of our special events to give away prizes because I love Match Game and I love Gene Rayburn. I love the fact that he holds his microphone like this. Okay, write with a pen. All right, Rob Daly. So let me think of something that. Let me try and get an idea by looking around my room. Okay, I think I've got it. Okay, so I have something written down on this piece of paper that is either in or was in Walt Disney World. It could be a person, place, thing, animal, vegetable, and or mineral. It could be a food item. It could be a restaurant. You have no idea. Collectively, I will take 20 questions. The first person that I see, be gentle. The chat goes by fast. The first person that I see that gets it right will have a choice. You can win the pop socket, or you can win the mystery prize that is off camera. So, with that being said, let the games begin. Go. Let's see. Is it a restaurant? No. Is it 20,000 Leagues? No. Is it Alien Encounter? No. Is it a character? No. That's 4. Wow, this goes by far. Is it in a park? Yes, that's 5. Is it a food item? No, it's 6. Is it an Epcot? No, it's 7. Is it topical? No, that's 8. Is it 13 says it's Boathouse? No, but that's a good answer. But is it 9? Is it restaurant? No, that's 10. Is it Mary Poppins? No, but I love Mary Poppins. Is it Animal Kingdom? No. Is it a ride? Yes. Is it Mr. Toad? No. Is it food? No. That's 16. Is it an attraction? Yes. Is it Push? No. Is it Magic Kingdom? Yes. Is it extinct? No. That's 19. Is it in the studios? No. That's 20. Who cares? Keep going. Hi, Terry Cincinnati. Let's see. Is it a ride? Yes. Is it Toy Story Mania? No. Is it a Magic Kingdom? Yes. Why am I bothering to keep score? It doesn't even matter. Why do I even call this 20 questions? Peter Pan's Flight? No. Spectrum? No. Haunted? No. Haunted? No. Splash? No. Small World? No. Peter Pan? No. Small World? No. Haunted Mansion? No. Whew. It's exhausting. Pirates? No. Splash? No. Jungle? No. Big Thunder? No. You guys got to ask more questions to try and get there. Is it Space? No. Space? No. Mine Train? No. Haunted Mansion? No. But I do love me some Haunted Mansion. Is the People Mover? No. But I love that attraction. Carousel? No. Dumbo? No. If you had wings, excellent guess. Not right. Buzz Lightyear? No. Dumbo? No. Skyway? No. Buzz? People? No. Tiki? No. Hall of Presidents? Teacups? No. God, Steven, I don't remember the last time I've been on the teacups. TTA? Astro Orbiter? Pooh? No. Jungle Cruise? No. Buzz Lightyear? No. Hall of Presidents? No. TTA? No. Dumbo? No. Astro Orbiter? No. Tom Sawyer Rafts? No. Swiss Family? No. TTA? No. Judy Pavarini, I'm going to, by train, Can you be more specific? Can you very quickly be more specific? But there's a delay. It's not going to matter. Is it classic? No. Is it carousel? No. Is it Toontown? Judy Pavarini, you get first crack if you can clarify what train you meant. I have two different chat things going on here. The railroad. If you mean by that the Walt Disney World Railroad, you, my friend, are correct. So Judy Pavarini, golf clap, round of applause. You are our winner. You have a choice of the pop socket, the mystery prize, or I will also I will buy you the snack of your choice the next time you're in Walt Disney World, which I would probably do anyway, but Hot Pockets for all. So you've got the pop socket, the mystery prize. If you can forget the other one, there's no cash. Fred Abley, there's no cash. A lot of people are screaming mystery prize, mystery prize. Well, you don't like I love my pop socket. The thing I like about the pop socket is that this is a little holder that you like put in your car and you just lock it on there. So you've chosen the mystery prize. You did not choose the pop socket, which is too bad because if you would have opened up the pop socket behind here, you would have seen a $100. No, that's what they do on Let's Make a Deal. There was no $100 bill. But what you do win is you win a WDWRadio.com t-shirt in whatever size you like, as long as it runs between medium and double XL. So it doesn't light up, but it doesn't matter. It's made somewhere. But so Judy, do me a favor. Email me, lou@WDWRadio.com. Tell me your shirt size. Tell me what your shipping address is. And of course, I'm not going to not give you the pop socket too, because that's just the kind of guy I am. So let me make myself a note that this is yours. I cannot guarantee that it will go out before I leave for China. I am still trying to get the next Nation package out to you right away. And to those of you who are Nation Platinum members, thank you, all of you who posted photos of your last care package, which I themed towards the Haunted Mansion, threw a bunch of different stuff in there as well. So happy you guys like that. And I was really tempted to keep some of that stuff as well because I dug it a lot. And by the way, speaking of the WDW Radio Nation, because I have to, and because I love you guys, and because I appreciate all of you so very much, don't forget that if you want to find out how you can be part of the Nation, support the show, and get some of those cool rewards every month that we do group video calls where it's not just me on camera. We all sort of get together and chat for a couple of hours once a month. There's the private Facebook group, and there's also some cool opportunities like the one I'm putting out there for tomorrow. So if you are part of the Nation, if you go check the Facebook page tonight, the Facebook group tonight, you'll find out about an opportunity for tomorrow that we can do together. So Jamie Williams Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic takes place usually the last weekend of October, 2 nights on the Causeway at Food and Wine, where it's much smaller than the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, which I love. There are seminars, there are tastings, but there's probably about 30 to 35 kiosks and of food and wine. There's a beer pavilion, and it's not just a lot of stuff comes from restaurants like Shula's, like Todd English's Blue Zoo. He's usually there every year. The important thing is it's a pay one price if you want to. You can do tickets individually, but you do the pay one price. I think it's $95 for the wristband. Get this, all you can eat and drink. I don't even care about the drink part. It's all you can eat. Swan and Dolphin loses money on me every year with that wristband. I'm going Saturday this year, so it's going to be a good time. It will be a good time. So, like I said, I will be there on Saturday, I believe, this year. So, are the Nation Gold? Are the Nation? Let me catch up. Let me go back and see that again. I saw something that the Nation Gold If you just joined the nation, I ordered your, I don't have any up here. Oh, I just brought them downstairs. Did I? Yes. I could show you guys some of the personalized. So I just ordered your magic bands. So once I get the list at the beginning of the month, I order your magic bands, and then a few weeks later, your welcome care package goes out. Joanne Wesley, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Let's see. I wonder if that name would get us 10% off at the Boathouse. Veronica, the pregnancy's wiping you out, so I can't stay on. Sleep well. You too. Congratulations on your pregnancy. I look like I'm about to deliver any day now, and I'm also going on 1 hour of sleep. So I'm going to end this about 9 o'clock tonight. But very quickly, let's sort of do what we haven't done in a lightning round. If you guys have any questions for me about anything at all, Disney, food, wine, Boathouse, or anything in between, business-wise, momentum, the nation, whatever it is, just fire away. So Jesse Fouts, thank you so much. I think we should be good here this weekend and then leave next week. So stay tuned for as many updates as I can post from China and Japan when we go. Sarah and I, 2 running team members. Dan Mulca. Need a middle name for our upcoming little one. Benjamin blank Mulca. Any thoughts? Can't be Groot. Benjamin Sergeant Mulca, like Sergeant Hulka from Stripes. Benjamin Mini Mulca. Benjamin. So you gotta find how about like a cool Disney. How about a cool Disney name? Benjamin Lewis Mulca. Benjamin. I'll think on that. Mary Wall, you can buy a ticket for a particular day. You buy a ticket for a particular day. You can also buy individual tickets, and they also have some add-on seminars and stuff that you can go to earlier in the evening. Fred Abley, I love the fact that you get the Sergeant Hulka joke. Kelly Beck, it is always nice to see you better. Benjamin Star-Lord Mulca, Tom Morrow Mulca, Figment Mulca. Check out the food halls of the Japanese department. Oh, Sam, I cannot wait to try the Japanese food. I am so excited. Jamie Williams, you can usually purchase tickets there. I don't know. I think the seminars definitely sell out, but you should, don't quote me, you should be able to go that day. So, somebody said, what is the promo code for Momentum? Gosh, I know I created one for you guys last week. I don't remember what it is, but I can tell you if you, let's see. Do I have it on here? No. Do I have it here? No. You know what? If you use code SPEAKER10, all capitals, SPEAKER, the number 10, that'll save you 10% off. So there you go. Benjamin Flynn Mulca. Sammy, I can't wait to go to. How scary is the new Guardians? Right? Not Heather is not scary at all. The word that everybody uses to describe it is fun, and that's exactly what it is. It is, and I think Becky or somebody just called it. It's a party in a ride, and that's exactly what it is. It is a lot of fun. Very, very different experience than what you get at Tower of Terror. Sammy, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. 8:55. We'll take 5 more minutes of rapid fire lightning round questions. Heather, I wouldn't be nervous at all. It is so much fun, and the music is amazing. My son's doing a project on why animatronics look so lifelike. Any source material to peruse? Yeah, so you can look at, there's a few of them. There's Designing Disney by John Hench. I would look at, I think even Bob Gurr's book talks a little bit about animatronics, and I'm sort of quickly looking through some of the books in my collection that I would reference. There's the it's not called the Great Book of Imagineering, but I think it's just called Imagineering. It might be out of print. It's a big book, but it's phenomenal. And there's a whole section there about audio animatronics. Did they smoothen the drop? So Bobby, it feels smoother. The Disneyland one doesn't feel as jerky. It feels a lot more sort of flowy, and maybe it's just because of the music. Am I excited for the Porgs? Dave, I got to tell you, man, and I had my come to Jesus moment a couple years ago with Star Wars, and I realized that my Star Wars universe exists in the first trilogy. I really started to drop off a lot after that for one reason or another. Those little puffins, those Porgs, it screams like Ewok and Jar Jar Binks to me, and those are not, the Ewoks I dig because it was original trilogy and I dress like an Ewok every Halloween, but I saw supposedly they become friends with Chewbacca and they made like a kid's book out of it, so I'm not sure. I gotta see it to believe it. Benjamin Anderson Mulca, his nickname is Bam. Oh, Ricky, DJ Techno, that's awesome. Judy Pavarini, first trilogy does rule. See, that's why I'm so happy you won the shirt. Is it worth going to the Not So Scary Halloween party alone if it's my first day of the trip, getting up at 4 to drive to Disney? Lauren, I love the Halloween party. I went last week. We got rained on all night long. It really, unfortunately, detracted from the experience. But I love it so much that I'm going to go back again. And I live here, and I've been to the Halloween party every year for the past 15 years. So I have gone alone. I would go alone. I don't like Joseph. I don't love me some Jar Jar. They're only on Luke's island planet. Aside from that, the Porgs won't be in it much. Yeah, but Adam, I saw like a picture of them like in the Millennium Falcon, and I'm hoping that. Yeah, let's talk about Spider-Man. Let's talk about how good Spider-Man Homecoming was, and all the good things that Kevin Feige's doing over at Marvel. Galaxy's Edge is going to change your mind about that. So look, Galaxy's Edge for me is 9-year-old Lou Mongello's dream come true. I'm going to step into Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. I don't necessarily feel like I'm stepping into Rogue One. I'm stepping into, some of the later films. I certainly don't feel like I'm stepping into, Attack of the Clones because I don't really want to. But it embodies that world of Star Wars that I wanted to. So I'm down with it and I'm all over it. So, James going to the Halloween party October 20th. That's a nice time to go. September 1st is a really tough day to go to the Halloween party. It was 98 degrees. It poured. It was hot. It just didn't feel like Halloween except for all the candy. And then the Sanderson sisters show got canceled. Where's my Saints Spider-Man shirt? So Martin, I had it on, what's today, Wednesday? I had it on Monday. I was working out of the house and I like it because it's a little bit big on me, which most of my shirts are not. And I dig it and it's super unique. And you gave it to me, so it's even better. Is Marvel still at Universal? Yes, but not for long. Will they eventually have to move it now that Disney has Marvel? They don't have to, but Kelly, Marvel in the Universal Studios is also not long for this world. And if you pay attention to some of the things that are going on in the theme park industry, you'll see the dominoes starting to fall and why that is not going to be, why that's not going to be there forever. So, Ben Kenobi Mulk shot down. How many bags of candy is a good Halloween party haul? It depends on, how the diabetes is working out for you, because we came home, and look, it was raining, but we came home with 5, including one bag of, we wanted to get one bag of the, they have an allergy-free bag that you can get this year, which I wanted to talk about on the show, which I'll have to do somehow. But if we were there longer, we would have had more. So, all right, a couple more questions because it is 9:00. They need to get rid of Toon Lagoon first. Let's see. Spider-Man at Universal or Flight of Passage? So look, David Coviello, even though Spider-Man is in that park where the sun does not shine, I love that attraction. And I love the fact that because they have to, it's the comic book versions of Electro and Doc Ock. That being said, Flight of Passage is probably, and I haven't been on it in a while, it's probably still my number one attraction. Radiator Springs Racers is up there as well. But, yeah, it's that good. It's that good. Dan Sergeant Mulca, thank you so much. And let us know what the baby naming ends up being, because now I'm really curious. So, Lauren, I did the review of the Halloween party, I think last year. I'll repost it on Twitter and Facebook this week. I wanted to review it again. There was a certain angle I was going for this year that I did not get a chance to do. Which Spider-Man villain should they do next? Man, I really wish they could have done Green Goblin the right way. Is it Mysterio? Is it the Hobgoblin? There's a lot that they could choose from. I know they're making a separate Venom movie, which does not give me, I don't know, but we'll see. Let's see. The pirates yell at you in Japanese. There's no candy stores like Walt Disney World. There's lots of single-serve, beautifully packaged gift cookies and crackers. Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to eat my face off in Japan. I am going to be so fat. I need a moo-moo by the time I come back. So, all right, listen. It is 9 o'clock. I am going on an hour's worth of sleep very, very quickly. Couple of quick reminders. If you want to come with us to Alaska next year, there is still room. Becky Mankin even just said that some of the discounts that they have on some of those rooms are better pricing than you can actually get directly from Disney. Don't forget that if you have been impacted in any way by our work collectively with the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America, go to WDW.com/share your story in the next couple of weeks. Tell me how it's affected you so that I can share that with the folks at Make-A-Wish next month. If you are part of the nation, thank you so much for helping to support the show and let it continue. And I hope that you enjoy all the cool stuff that you guys get every single month. If you want to find out more, visit www.radionation.com. Again, there's about 4 seats. I think there's 4 seats left as of today for Momentum. Going to announce the rest of the speakers and topics in the next day or so. But if you want to, take that thing that you love or that blog or that video or whatever it is and turn it into what you do, we would love to be able to help you. And oh, by the way, it's during Food and Wine Festival. Please, I will go right after the show is over. I will create a poll so that you can vote on your favorite or favorites Lou Sent Me shirts. And maybe we'll take the top couple of winners and we'll put those in the WDW Radio shop. Be sure and also check out this week's podcast number 495. Show 500 is coming up really soon. I don't have a plan as yet, but I'd love to know what your favorite Lost Parade in Walt Disney World. One of mine was Tapestry of Nations and Tapestry of Dreams. We'll kick it out with the music tonight. Listen, thank you all so very much. I love and appreciate you. If you are in Florida, on the East Coast, anywhere in the path of Irma, stay safe, be smart, and start storing water now. Hopefully she just goes out to sea where she belongs. Next week, there will probably not be a live show on Wednesday at 7:30. I believe I'm going to be in Seattle. I don't know the timing. Turn on notifications. Maybe I'll go live from the airport. That is always the best way to if you make sure notifications turned on, you will not miss a thing. Please make sure you like and share and tell all of your friends. And I will try and post and share as much as I can live from Shanghai, Beijing, Hong Kong, and Tokyo over the next couple of weeks. If I don't get to go live, I want you to know something, and just in case the plane goes down too, I love you, and I will miss you. Like, this is the highlight of my week, as it has been for the past 8 years. But I promise you that I will bring you back as much video and information and snacks that I don't eat along the way. And I'm really excited to be sharing that with some folks from the WDW Radio family and community. So with that, I hope you guys have an amazing week. I hope it is your best week ever. If there's ever anything I can do to help you out, please let me know. So until next time, have a great week, everybody.